Hi everyone, CFL Park Hopper here at Epcot. And today we're going to talk about how to choose your fast passes for Epcot wisely. If you've been on the My Disney Experience app and you go to plan your day at Epcot, you probably notice that one of your passes is tiered and you can only pick one of three choices. Frozen, Soarin', which is behind me, or Test Track. So we're going to talk about which one you should choose and which of the other two you should choose to make the best of your day here at Epcot. Okay, so as we walk into the Land Pavilion, let's talk about your choices. You can either pick Soarin', Frozen, or Test Track. You can't pick all three, it has to be one of the three. Or you could choose Illumination's firework viewing. I would never choose firework viewing as a fast pass. The World Showcase Lagoon is huge. There is plenty of space. You will find a spot. I don't think you need to be in the spot that is reserved for firework viewing. So Soarin', which is over here in the land, it's downstairs. You can take the stairway or the escalator down. Soarin' is a simulated type ride. You ride in a hang glider type seat. The seat raises off of the floor and you look at a giant screen. It is not 3D, but you travel and feel like you're flying over places in the world. It's very mild. The seat does not move once it is raised into the air. So if you've got motion sick, you could close your eyes. This ride has a height requirement of 40 inches minimum. So really young children will not be able to fit on this. But it is very tame. So most people do like Soarin' because it's not overly thrilling and it is a fun ride. So this is one of the more popular of the three because it's pretty family friendly for everyone. Okay? The Frozen ride, which is over in the Norway Pavilion, is going to be the first pick, I think, if you are a huge Frozen fan. If you have young children that are Frozen fans, if you yourself as an adult are a Frozen fan, then I would choose the Frozen ride as my choice. If you're not a huge Frozen fan, then I would pick Soarin'. However, the Test Track is a little bit more thrilling, and we'll walk over to the Test Track in a little while so you can see that. So if you want something a little more thrilling, the Test Track would probably be the most thrilling of the three if you're looking for that. So as you're picking one of those three, you're going to have to look at your thrill factor, your family needs, and how much you enjoy Frozen when you're picking one of those three choices. You can only choose one. Let's say you want to ride all three. Then you're going to have to come here right at the beginning of the day and get on the other two, probably right back to back if you're here at 9 a.m. when the park opens. Okay, would probably be the best to do that. Or if you're staying at a resort hotel, use extra magic hours, either in the morning or evening, and ride them that way. Or do multiple days of your trip at Epcot and book a different one each time. But if you can only come one time, the best thing to do is to choose one and ride the other two. If I had to choose, I would probably choose Soarin'. I would probably then rope drop the Frozen ride, be here right when the gates opened at 9 for that. And then because I come a lot by myself, I would single ride Test Track. But if you have young children, you're not going to be able to do single rider line. So you'd have to, get in the Test Track line right after the Frozen line and so on. So that's an idea of how to get your first Fast Pass. Now we're going to talk about your second and third. We're downstairs now and I'm looking at Living with the Land. Living with the Land is a boat ride. It goes through the greenhouses in the land. This is a very popular ride. It currently has a 40-minute wait for the regular standby line. So this and Spaceship Earth would probably be my second and third choices after choosing something like Soarin' as my first choice. But I'll show you some of the other choices as well. Okay, so when you come out of the Land Pavilion, which houses Soarin' and Living with the Land, to the right is the Seas with Nemo and Friends. And this is a dark ride through the movie Finding Nemo, and it drops you off inside the Living Seas aquariums, where you can see all kinds of fish and dolphins and sea turtles and sharks. But this would be a good fast pass if you have really young children. So if I had really young children, I think I would pick Frozen and then this, and then Journey to Imagination, which I'm going to show you in a minute. If I had older children, teenagers, or if I'm here with adults, then again, I would probably pick Soarin' or Test Track for my first choice, depending on which one would be best for us. And then I would, for my second and third, probably Spaceship Earth and Living with the Land, something like that. Okay, so let's walk back the other way And Journey to Imagination is on the other side of this same courtyard. So if you left the land building, which is now in front of us again, and go to your right instead of your left, you'd be at the Journey to Imagination ride. And that is a dark ride with Figment. So, and that's pretty fun. But I would choose both of these rides, Nemo and Figment, the Journey to Imagination, along with Frozen if I had young children. I think those would be the best 3 rides with young children to get a FastPass for here at Epcot. Let's head across the courtyard plaza to the other side where there are some more rides like Test Track. And you can kind of see over this as we walk this way over this bridge. There's the Journey to Imagination building right there, the orange one. All right. Another FastPass you may want to consider if you have children that are really interested in meeting the characters is the Epcot character spot, which is right here under this breezeway. I'm going to show it to you now. And you can meet Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, and you can get a FastPass for this. And this is one of the 2nd or 3rd FastPass choices. It is not the top tier, so that's good. So you could still go on Frozen or Soarin' or Test Track and then come do this. And here it is, the character spot with Mickey and friends. So this has a 30-minute standby wait right now, which is not bad. Usually this is like an hour. So, but this would be worth getting a FastPass if you have children that want to meet characters. On the opposite side of the breezeway, you can meet Baymax from Big Hero 6 and Joy and Sadness from Inside Out. They do not have FastPass, but they are right inside this building here. So I'm just going to walk in and let you see them. So right here, when you first come in, this is Baymax. Here he is. La 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 la. If you do the handshake with him, he'll do that. And over here is where you would meet Joy and Sadness. There they are. So you can check them out here in Epcot. Okay, so we're gonna cross the plaza, past the fountain. The electric umbrella will be on our left, Mouse Gear, the store, will be on our right, and through the courtyard ahead is Mission Space and Test Track. So these are 2 of the more, probably they are the 2 most thrilling attractions here at Epcot. And Test Track is on the top tier, so you would have to choose that and not get Soarin' or Frozen if you choose Test Track. And then Mission Space is on the 2nd tier, so you could get Mission Space. I'm not a huge fan of Mission Space personally, but a lot of people like it. It has 2 different sides. One is the orange for intense, the other one is the green for less intense. It's a simulator ride. And the orange one, the simulator vehicles actually spin. You don't know it because you're inside the simulator vehicle, but they spin to get you to feel the G-forces of what it would feel like if the space shuttle was taking off. So if you're not into spinning whatsoever, I would recommend doing the green side, which is less intense. That does not spin. They're both different. The orange side takes you on a mission to Mars. The green side used to do the same, and they have recently updated it last summer. It now orbits the Earth. So they're 2 different videos, so you may want to ride them both just for fun, just to see them. So if you have teenagers or children that are more into thrilling rides, or you personally as adults are into more thrilling rides, I'd get FastPasses for Test Track and Mission Space. And then I guess you could choose your 3rd FastPass, whichever 3rd one you're sort of interested in. So I'll get closer to these so you can see them. Just as a heads up, if you've been to Epcot in the past, Universe of Energy is now closed. They closed it last August. They are making way for a Guardians of the Galaxy indoor roller coaster attraction, which will go in that space. It is not slated to open until 2021. So that'll give you something to look forward to in future visits to Walt Disney World. If you're a Guardians of the Galaxy fan, I am, and I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, here's Mission Space up close. It's a really pretty building. So again, you can choose. You can get a FastPass for this, and then you can choose when you get there if you're going to do the orange side or the green side. So that'll help you make that decision. And over here is the Test Track. Inside the Test Track, you design a ride vehicle, a car, and then you test it out on the track. You ride it, and you see what it's like. The ride does get up to 65 miles an hour. It's like going outside on the highway in a convertible. So that's about the fastest speed it gets up to. It does have some jerky moments. It does turn and jerk and stop Right now it's currently at 120 wait minutes for standby wait. That's at around 4:30 in the afternoon. It does FastPass, and it does have a single rider line, which currently right now says it's at 60 minutes because that'll be usually half of what the wait is. But I tend to like to ride it on a single rider because I come a lot by myself. Even if I come with other people, a lot of times I'm with other adults so that we can all ride single rider. If the wait time for the ride's only around, you know, an hour, then that will only be around a 15-20 minute wait sometimes, or later in the evening. So it's pretty doable. But if you're coming with a party and you all want to ride together, then I would suggest FastPass or first thing in the morning for the test track if you want to get also a Soarin' FastPass. I guess if I wanted to do Soarin' and test track, I may opt for the Soarin' FastPass and then come do test track and then go back. I think there's more to look at in the test track queue. And then, you know, it becomes hands-on as you get to design your own ride vehicle, where in the Soarin' you're just going to keep waiting and waiting in the queue, and it gets kind of long. So if I had to look at it from that perspective of which queue I'd rather wait in, I'd say Soarin'. Or I'd say the test track queue I would like to wait in longer than the Soarin' queue. So I hope this gives you a better idea. Again, for your top tier, you can only choose one. Out of Frozen, Soarin', and Test Track, you're going to need to choose between your thrill factor, your family, and what their needs are, and you know, what's your biggest priority, I guess, on your trip. Pick one, wait for the other two early in the morning, use extra magic hours if you're staying at a resort, Disney resort, and if you can come to the park multiple days, then get a different FastPass each time. For the second and third FastPass, again, you're going to choose, you know, by your family needs and what things you're most interested in. But for younger children, Nemo, or the Journey to Imagination with Figment, I like those rides as an adult. Sometimes I get a FastPass for them, just depends on my mood. But the Spaceship Earth at the front of the park, as we talked about, always has a long line. So, and that's a really fun ride. It is a dark ride. It's a slow ride. Talks about how humans have communicated from the beginning of time till now. So it is a fun and educational ride. And more thrilling ride would be Mission Space. And if you want to meet the characters, then pick the character FastPass. So you can pick two on that tier of that level of ride. So I hope this helps you planning your trip at Epcot, and hope you enjoy your trip. Now, Spaceship Earth is typically a ride that I would use one of the second of the two FastPasses on, because as you see, it's a 30-minute wait. This is around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the line is weaving around. In the early morning, since this is right at the beginning of the park, it's right after you come in the entrance into Epcot, this is the first thing you see, people jump in line for this and they'll stand here for an hour. And it typically stays long all the way till the end of the day. So out of your choices for the second and third FastPass, I would pick this as either my second or third choice, typically always. Well, everyone, we hope you liked our video today showing you how to make FastPasses here at Epcot. We hope you have an idea and a plan now for your trip. If you liked the video, hit like and subscribe down below to see more. Thanks for watching.